my bros.
Okay, say hi whoever's gone, whoever's watching this video. Hi. Okay, this is the first half of section 2.2, which is statements, conditionals, biconditionals. Okay, so they're going to have us talk about statements, true and false statements, and they're going to refer to them with variables. So I'm going to give you an example off to the side over here. Let's say statement P is the statement today is Monday. Today is Monday. That is statement P. It is just a statement that I am saying. Is that a true statement or a false statement?
That's pretty true.
It's pretty true. Okay, now they talk about the negation of that. Negation means making it negative. Okay, so if I take that statement and I make it negative, the symbol that you use for it is this little squiggly, and it's squiggly P. Okay, so this means not P. So how do I take today is Monday and make it negative?
Today is Tuesday.
Nope. Not
Tuesday-
quite. Not
Monday
quite.
is today.
Because it wouldn't have to be Tuesday. It could be Wednesday, or it could be Thursday, or it could be Friday.
Today is
Today
not
is not Monday.
Today is not Monday. That's how you make it negative. Whoop.
Get wrecked.
Okay, so today is not Monday. That's how you make that negative. It's just whatever it was before, but with a not in front of it. Today is not Monday. Okay, which is true or false?
False.
That is true.
False. Today is not Monday. It is Monday, so it is false. Okay? So what happens when you take something and you make it negative? If it was true to start with, now it becomes false. If it was false to start with, when you negate it, it becomes true. Okay? Now the next thing is a conjunction. So I'm going to introduce another statement in here, and we're going to call that statement Q. And I'm going to say, and it is a sixth period.
That's true.
That's pretty true, right? And it is sixth period, which is true, okay? Now I'm going to write a conjunction over here. This is the conjunction, okay? The conjunction reads P, and then there's this little hat, or this little upside down V. That is an A. This reads P and Q. So P and Q looks like this. So what that will read is, today is Monday,
And it's sixth period.
and, whoa, what am I doing?
Today is today.
Today is Monday, I know, and it is sixth period. Okay, that is the P part is today is Monday, the Q part is it is sixth period, and I put an and in between them. Now, that entire statement, today is Monday and it is sixth period, is that true or false?
True.
True. Okay, now this next one is a disjunction. Disjunction is what they call it. And the symbol that's in between the P and the Q is a V, which stands for or. I'm going to write that over here. Or, this guy is and. So and versus or. A disjunction is or. So this would read P or Q, which says today is,
Not Monday.
nope, that would be a squiggly. Today is Monday.
Or
Or
sixth period.
it is sixth period.
That's confusing.
But it's both.
But it's both, so it's double true, right?
Yes.
Purple monkeys on there?
No, not yet.
Today is Monday.
We're going to save that for tomorrow. Okay? So it's doubly true. Today is Monday or it is sixth period. It is actually both, so it's doubly true. Okay, put your computer away. It is double true. Good?
Are they gonna have us do like the negation of a disjunction?
Yes. Yeah,
So
here in a
it'd be like,
second.
Today is not Monday nor sixth period.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, that's pretty
Okay,
simple.
so let's go through these. The figure is a triangle. Is this figure a triangle? Off to the right side.
Yes.
True. The figure has two congruent sides.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you know it has two congruent
Line.
sides? These two little tick marks, congruent means equal or the same size, so that is true. And the figure has three acute angles.
False.
How do you know?
Because one of them's a right angle.
One of them is a right angle, so that is a false statement. Okay? So P and R, it says use the following statements to write a compound statement for each conjunction. Then find its truth value. So P and R. All right, so I'm going to write out P and R. I'm going to put a little line so I don't get into B's area. P, the figure is a triangle?
Yeah.
And R says the figure has three congruent angles.
We write it like that.
Okay?
No, R doesn't say that. R says the
It
figure
has three acute.
Oh, 3 acute angles, not congruent. Blah, 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 blah.
You
Erase.
write it like that, even though it's not true.
3, yes. 3
'Cause then it's a
acute
false
angles.
statement.
Yep. Then we say that it's false.
Oh.
Okay? The figure is a triangle and the figure has 3 acute angles. That's what P and R says. We have written, it says use the following statement to write a compound statement. We've done that part. Then find its truth value. So is that thing true or is it false?
It's false.
It is false because even though it is a triangle, it does not have 3 congruent angles. So the figure is a
3
triangle
acute
and
angles.
that would be false.
Acute.
Acute angles. Acute angles.
Over your
Bleh.
head.
Okay, so false. All right, the next one, part B. Let's write out what that looks like. So this symbol, what's this symbol mean? And, because it makes an A, right? So it's just saying basically the thing that A was saying, but with an and. So Q starts with
The figure.
the figure
Cut sugar.
has 2, and the symbol for congruent, I already kind of put it up here before. It's an equal sign with a squiggle over top of it. So if you don't want to have to write congruent, you can write the equal sign with a squiggle over top of it. The figure has 2 congruent sides, and
But it's not R.
The figure does not
this
have three
side
acute
says
angles.
not R, so the figure does not have 3 congruent angles. The figure does not have 3 acute angles. Okay, so now we have to decide whether that's true or false. So the figure has two congruent sides, true. And the figure does not have 3 acute angles,
Yeah, that's
also true. So we have a true and a true, which makes it
Double true.
true.
double true. Right? True, true. Okay, now before we do example 2, I'm going to do something that's called a truth table down
That
here.
one is true.
That was true.
Good job.
I'll go back up here
A
in a second.
TT, a truth table.
A truth table. Here we go. I'm going to write out this truth table. Okay? That's going to help us kind of sort our thoughts out a little bit here.
My thoughts have never been sorted.
Okay.
I'm tired.
We're going to sort them now.
Ooh.
So we're going to say P and Q. This guy's going to be P and Q, and this guy's going to be P or Q. So write this guy down. This is your truth table. And then we need 4 rows besides that.
So
Okay? P, Q, P and Q, P or Q. So we're going to fill out this truth table down below. This is going to kind of sort our thoughts out.
1, 2, 3, 4. How many rows? I can't. My eye.
4 rows below that.
It's
Below the top row.
It's a 4 by
3, 4. It's a 4 by 4. Well, it's really like a 4 by 5 or whatever. Right, if you include the headings. Are you going home?
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Okay, goodbye.
Sucks.
Tim?
Dang, can I go get
Well,
mine?
it was
Wait.
99.3,
Hey, Isaac,
and then
now
I
you're
took my
gonna
hair
get the
back,
ball.
and then she, after like 3 minutes, she checked again, it was 99.9.
Oh.
And then I called,
Okay.
my mom, and she was like, yeah, it's
Okay,
So
goodbye.
Gonna get yelled at.
Bye.
Alright, so this is a truth table. So watch this video. It's going to be posted on Google Classroom. Okay?
You probably
Alright, PQ. These are my 2 statements. Listen.
I'm gonna run the ball now.
PQ, here's my 2 statements. I could have both of the statements be true. Okay, what else could I have?
You can have them both
I could have a
be
true and a false. I could have
False true.
a false and a true, or I could have
It's false false.
a false and a false. Okay?
Wait, I should go get mine.
Alright, so there's that.
Oh crap! How many spaces? Okay.
So this is just given to us. P and Q, those are just the possible combinations that P and Q can have, okay? Now we're going to fill out the 3rd and 4th column based upon this information. So the 3rd column says P and Q. So if I'm looking at this, is P and Q both true?
Yes.
Yes, so I put
True.
true. Okay? For the next one, is P and Q both true?
No.
No, so I put
False.
false. Okay, the 3rd one, is P and Q true?
No.
No, so I put
False.
false. The 4th one, is P and Q true?
No.
No, so I put
False.
false. Okay?
Whoa.
Now this other one, the 4th column, says or. So if I'm looking at this, is P or Q true?
Yes.
They both are, so it's double true, right? The next one, is P or Q true?
Yes, it'd be true.
Yes, it would be true because one or the other has to be true. Okay? Is one or the other true? Is P or Q true in the 3rd one?
Yes.
Yes. True. For the last one, is P or Q true?
No.
They are both false, so that one is false. Okay? So just as an FYI, for an and statement, both equals true for it to be true. Okay? That's how that works.
Yawn.
For an or statement, like the last column, what do I say for that one? For an or, what has to happen?
One has to be true.
Only one has to be true. For if it's true, if both of them are true,
It's a true.
then it's still true. Yep. Only one has to be true in order for it
So one
to
or more.
be true.
White pipe.
I'll say or more. Only one or more has to be true in order for it to be true. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to cheat on this next one, example 2.
We can't cheat.
Okay, use the following statements to write a compound statement. I'm going to cheat and I'm not going to write the compound statement. We're just going to tell whether it's true or false. Okay? On your homework assignment, I will tell you which ones you need to rewrite out and which ones you can get away with just telling me whether they're true or false. Okay, so let's go through PQR and tell which ones are true and which ones are false first. So January is a fall month.
False.
False.
False. January has only 30 days.
False.
False.
False. It has 31. January 1st is the first day of a new year.
True.
True. Okay? So, A says Q or R. So Q is
True.
false
False.
or R is true.
So it's true.
So is one or the other true?
True.
Yes, so the whole thing is true.
So you could have 80 F's and one true. and it'd be true.
Right. Right.
It's kind of
If it's an or. If it's an and, then it's false. Okay? This one, P is false or Q is
False.
false. So false or false makes
False.
false.
True.
Okay, false or false makes false. Okay, the C, that one says not P. That little squiggle says not P. So if P is false, not P is
So January is not a fall month.
right. So
Which is
January is not a
true.
fall month, which is true, right? So this one's true or R is
True.
true. So is
So
one
it's
or the other true?
It's true.
It's true. Okay, put the computer away.
Okay. Good boy.
Terrible.
We'll wait for you.
The brightness is all the way down.
Okay. Well, I don't care. Put it away. All right. Next thing, I'm gonna go off to the side over here, and I'm gonna say, it. Let's go over here. It is dark at midnight. I'm gonna give you another example.
True.
It is dark at midnight. We're gonna
Actually,
assume.
pretty
Just
bright
wait. We're gonna assume that it is true, like disregarding like the Alaskan winters where there's 23 hours of daylight, whatever. So we're gonna assume that that statement is true. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take that statement and we're gonna write it in if-then form. That's what this thing right here says. If-then. So if something happens, comma, then something else is happening. So what can I say about that statement but put those pieces in if-then form? If what, then what?
If it is dark at midnight, then I can't see.
Nope, we can't make up any information that's not already there.
Gotcha.
We're saying it about these ones up here.
About this statement right here. I'm
If it is
taking this
midnight,
statement.
Then it is dark.
If it is
January-
midnight,
I know. I know.
then it is dark.
I will forget all of this.
Okay? If it is midnight, then it is dark. Now, could I say it in reverse? If it is dark, then it is midnight?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
If it is dark, it could be 3 a.m. If it's dark, it could be 10 p.m., right?
I've been
So
up
it's
at
not
3 a.m.
necessarily, the other way is not necessarily true. So we need to write it in this form, okay? So this is an if-then form.
12 p.m. is
Both
after
of them are statements, listen. Both of them are statements, but the second one is in if-then form. Okay, so now let's identify the hypothesis and the conclusion. The hypothesis is everything that happens after the word if, okay? So the hypothesis would be,
He doesn't have some house.
if it is midnight. Hypothesis.
I don't care. Fair enough.
Okay, the conclusion. Then it is dark. This is the conclusion. Now, I'm going to clear up some misconceptions here. This is what commonly geometry kids will think. If I take that and write it in the reverse way, it is dark if it is midnight.
It's not necessarily.
Cry hockey game.
What? Are you asking?
It
a
is dark
question?
if it is midnight. So these two things, listen, these two things are basically saying the same thing. If it is midnight, then it is dark, is saying the same thing if, no, wait.
F.
That's not saying the same thing. If it is midnight, then it is dark is the same thing as saying it is dark if it is midnight. Those are both saying the same thing, but which one is the hypothesis?
I don't know, but I like the first sentence better. It
Hold on.
makes more sense.
The first one makes more sense. I agree. But sometimes they will word it like this. Which one is the hypothesis?
It's the bottom one.
Anything after.
If it is midnight, anything that is after the if part. The misconception is everybody thinks the conclusion comes second. In this case, the conclusion is actually the first part, right? They just wrote it in a weird way.
I don't like that way.
Okay? So the if part is always the hypothesis part, which means that if it comes second, it's still the hypothesis. The conclusion is just said first. So don't get that confused. If they switch it around on you, it's still the if part that's the hypothesis. Make sense? Good? Yes?
Sir.
Okay. Write a conditional statement in if-then form. Identify the hypothesis and the conclusion for each conditional statement, then write the statement in if-then form. Okay. So, one thing that I will tell you that will help is identify the word is. The is word will separate your hypothesis and your conclusion. So what we need is if something, then something. Okay? A mammal is a warm-blooded animal. If what, then what?
If it is a mammal, then it's a warm blood.
If it is a mammal,
Oh my, how do you write so weird?
then it is a warm-blooded animal.
Your trash can is full.
Well, then empty it.
Okay? If it is a mammal, then it is a warm-blooded animal. What's the hypothesis?
Good hypothesis.
If it is, or yeah, if it is a mammal.
If it is a mammal, this is the hypothesis.
I
We'll
just
put an
spelled
H
animal,
below it.
man.
Wait, that's
Okay.
not
Pronoun's
true.
gone.
I just spelled Amy Mao.
That's not true.
Then it is a warm-blooded animal. That's the conclusion. If it is a mammal, hypothesis, then it is a warm-blooded animal, conclusion. Okay? Part B is a little bit harder than that. Okay.
Doggone it.
Good? A prism. Do you guys know what a prism is?
Yes.
It's like a pyramid but doesn't come to its tip, right? So it's like a Kleenex box or something like that.
What?
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
A prism.
A prison
Hey,
is a prison.
here's an example of a prism. All of these are prisms.
That's
Prism,
not a
prism.
That's
Prism.
Wait,
All
do-
those are prisms.
How do you did
Okay.
I spell mammal
Wait,
right?
it's a square.
How do you spell mammal?
It's
M-A-M-M-A-L.
on the page. A.
I
Mammal.
can't.
Look at A. Look at part A. It's like the word is literally there for you. M-A-M-M-A-L. It's on your page.
I can't. It
Okay.
looks all like just random.
A prism with bases that are regular polygons is a regular prism. There's that word is. Okay? So if what?
If it is a regular prism.
If it is a,
regular prism.
I would go the reverse of that.
Or
Regular
no.
prism with bases.
If it is a prism with bases
Soldiers.
that are regular polygons, then it what?
George. Regular polygon.
Is a regular prism.
That's how I
Why did you say that one was harder?
What?
Why did you say that one was harder?
I don't know, because it's got a lot more words.
Oh, I
If
thought
it is a prism with bases that are regular polygons, that is the
hypothesis.
hypothesis. Clayton, are you writing this down?
Yep.
Then it is a regular prism, that is the conclusion. Now, technically, this one you could have flipped around, right? We could have said, if it is a regular prism, then it is a prism with bases that are regular polygons. That would have worked. The other one, could we have said, if it is a warm-blooded animal, then it is a mammal?
No.
Are there other warm-blooded things that are not mammals?
Yes.
Probably, maybe. I don't know. Frogs?
I don't know.
Are frogs?
They're cold.
Frogs are amphibians, but are they warm-blooded though?
Yeah.
I didn't think amphibians were. I don't know.
Salamanders good. They're cold-blooded.
Okay. But let's just be
Like a
safe.
bird, a bird
Let's just be
warm-blooded.
safe and say that if it is a mammal, then it's a warm-blooded animal rather than saying vice versa. Because vice versa, we would have to kind of think about, okay, is all warm-blooded animals mammals?
No.
Okay? So that might not be the case. I don't think it is. I don't know. I don't know what they're called. Birds? Birds are not mammals. What are they?
I don't think so.
I think they're just birds.
Pterodactyl.
They're just birds? What are birds?
That's a bird.
Birds are birds.
Birds are, but they're not mammals.
No,
So.
birds are not mammals.
What is that group called?
Birds.
Oh, a pitchfork.
Birds are.
Word. Bird is the word.
Oh my goodness. What is a bird?
Birds.
Bats aren't birds. Yeah.
I haven't said the word bird in so long.
Oh, that is a mammal that can fly. Birds.
You
I mean,
made
not
me say the word
birds,
bird.
bats.
I haven't said it in like 4
Birds.
months.
Birds are mammals that can fly.
What are they? Did you find it?
It just says
A bird's a
class
bird.
Aves.
Dude, reptile arm.
I don't know.
Birds,
I don't know.
It's
Reptile
mammals,
arm.
reptiles, fish, amphibians, birds.
Oh, birds is like a sub. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Anyway, all right. So that's where we're gonna stop. If then form. Make sure that when you write it in if then form, it is a true statement like the original one was. Okay. Don't flip them around. Okay. And also, don't make up any information that we don't already know. Like you can't say. Just wait. You can't say if it is a mammal and it's a warm-blooded animal, then
It's an amphibian.
it flies in the sky. I don't know. I don't know any information, so you cannot add information to these statements. Part of it is the if, part of it is the then. You can't add anything else to the statement if it's not already there. Good?
Yep.
Okay, on your homework
I
assignment.
think so.
I'm saying this for the people in the video. On your homework assignment.
4-9, 4-9,
forgot about that.
4-9.
You have to do. People in the video, I hope that you can kind of make sense of this. On both sides, do 1 through 5 for homework. We're going to add to that when we do the second half of this
Oh, you're
page.
giving us
But 1
a
through
page
5 for homework. Listen. 1 through 3.
Put it away.
Shh, just wait. 1 through 3, it says use the following statements to write a compound statement and then identify whether it's true or false. So kind of like what we did up here. On example 1, we actually wrote the statement. That's this guy right here. This is writing the statement out. You only have to do that on number 1 on both sides. So 1 on the first side, 1 on the second side. Then number 2 and 3, you can just tell me whether it's true or false, kind of like we did here. Okay? So just on number 1 on both sides, you have to do it this way. On number 2 and number 3, you can do it this way and just say true or false. Okay? But do 1 through 5 on both sides. Okay? Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.